Oh, man.
Okay. A little bit different weight feel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So just take a couple swings, you'll kind of get a feel for it, but right out of the gates, look at that.
crazy.
1.48 smash, exactly what we're looking for.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's pretty sweet right there. We can stop right now, Will, if you want.
That's awesome.
Will, tell us what you're playing here.
I'm playing the Taylormade burner. Obviously pretty outdated, and I know there's a lot new stuff out there, so
Okay.
it's time.
Yeah.
Okay. So looking at this, you said you've had this since 8th grade.
Yeah, just about. My dad got it for me and just never had to replace it.
So that's your baby.
Yeah, been hitting moonball slices with this for about 15 years or so.
There you go.
Yeah, it's
Let me see that real quick. Yeah. Okay, so we've got a stock, super fast, 50-gram stiff shaft here, 9.5 degree Taylormade burner. Okay, so we're gonna see if we can beat this guy for us. In fact, the shaft is cracked, so that's a good reason to get a new driver.
that's about right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds about right.
So Will, have you ever been through a fit before?
Never been through a fit.
Never been through a fit.
Yeah, kind of new to me, but trying to play golf more, and before I upgrade, thought it'd be worth doing. So
Yeah, we'll start with the driver, of course, and then we'll take a look through the bag and just kind of give you the long game plan, right, of what we need to kind of go to next. Talk about what makes the most sense, when to get fit for the next thing, why it's going to take care of the most shots out there. We want to get the biggest effect that we can when we're piecing bigs together,
Yep.
right? But you're loose. Let's get
do it.
cracking.
sweet.
You weren't lying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Moonball slice.
Moonball slice.
You're in.
Now, when you're swinging this, how far do you expect it to go down the fairway?
Not very far, honestly.
Not very far?
Like 200. Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty unsatisfying. Yeah. Honestly, it's going straighter than I would anticipate right now.
That's good. You got to make it hard for us.
Might be that.
So, Will, outside of the high right miss, like any other goals that you have for this driver?
I mean, shot shape. I just hate the shot shape. It's like very, just doesn't feel good, So that low launch type would be nice. Just something controllable.
Sound a little better there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
But I will say, Will, we'll talk more about the data in a second, but you have a lot more ability with your carry and your total than we're getting out of this driver. We're seeing a lot of high spin. We're not seeing the highest smash factor that we could see.
Right.
So there's a lot of impact that we can make with this driver. And hey, you're probably using it 14 times around unless you're hitting a 3-wood off of a tee or something like that. But it can make a pretty dang good impact, right?
Yeah.
If we gain 20 yards off the tee, that's making every golf course you play, if you're hitting it 14 times around, 280 yards shorter.
Right.
So it's tee box, right?
Totally.
So pretty important.
All right, so real quick, I'm just going to dissect these numbers for you, okay?
Yep.
First thing I'd like to look at first is just dispersion,
Yeah.
okay? You're kind of all over the place. It's tough to handle,
Yep.
tough to control where that's going. You say you have that high right miss. That's what we're kind of seeing here, but you did have a couple of those rare misses that you had there.
Yeah.
So the idea is we're going to try to tighten that dispersion up and get it as far down range as possible.
Cool.
That's ultimately what we want with the driver, right? Club speed, that's just how fast you're swinging the club. I'm not really looking to change that number. I don't want you to have to swing any harder to make it go further, okay? You have a very consistent swing. Your driver, on the other hand, is not reacting the same every time, okay? So ball speed, that's how fast the ball's leaving the club face once you've hit it. Now the relationship between those two numbers, we call that smash factor on TrackMan. The way we get that is we take ball speed and we just divide it by club speed. It's that simple, okay? For a 6-iron, it's right around 1.38. For a driver, it's 1.48. Finding you the right shaft is going to help us find the right efficiency, okay? But once we find the right one, we'll move on to the heads. And ultimately, to me, I always tell people, it's this number right here. We want that total distance to be as far as we can possibly get it.
Yeah.
There's many different routes we can get there, and we're going to dial these numbers in to help you get there, right? Launch, spin, height, all of that.
Yeah.
But ultimately, with a driver, we just want to see long bombs down the middle.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to touch on, landing angle, okay? It's kind of like the smash factor of your ball flight. It's how efficiently you're using your launch characteristics, okay? So that's ball speed, launch, spin, results in height, and then subsequently the landing angle, right? We're landing it at 46 degrees. We have more stopping power than we have roll right now. We want to try to land this within 2 degrees of 36 degrees, okay? If we can get down to that, love it. But if I only got you down to 42.
Yeah.
That's still a pretty dang big improvement, right?
Yep.
With smash factor, a big difference, right, is going to be 0.02.
Yeah.
That's a small number, but a big impact. So if I can get you to 1.45 or higher, we're making your ball striking significantly better. Okay. With landing angle, again, small differences can mean a lot for that ball flight.
All right, Will. So I've got the first demo built here, okay? So again, this portion of the fit, we're just gonna be testing all different types of shafts.
Yep.
So I've got the Taylormade QI35 core model.
Yep.
Because you're playing the Taylormade birder, I felt like maybe they earned a little loyalty. We're gonna try this head first, okay? This here is a VA composite Sinister shaft, 55 gram 4, which stands for stiff, okay? If it was an extra stiff, it would be a 5 on there.
Cool.
This is a very great baseline shaft that we can kind of determine what type of weight you should be in.
Okay.
And who knows, maybe the shaft ends up being the winner.
Sure.
But we're going to start off at 55 and we're going to go from there.
Cool.
Okay?
Sounds
Sweet.
good.
Good to go, Will.
Cool. Oh, man.
Okay. A little bit different weight feel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So just take a couple swings, you'll kind of get a feel for it, but right out of the gates, look at
crazy.
that. 1.48 smash, exactly what we're looking for.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty sweet right there. We can stop right now, Will, if you want.
That's awesome.
Great swing, Will.
What I like
Jeez.
about that one, we launched it higher. Spin didn't rise up, though, right?
Yeah. Yeah. What is like ideal spin that I'm looking for? Or is there
It depends on the person. If you drop too low, it can be a little bit wonky. If you go up too high, again, same kind of thing. There's a point of diminishing returns. I want you to focus a little bit more on, if you're looking at that, look at the landing angle.
Okay.
Right there, I want to be within 2 degrees of 36 in a perfect world, right?
All right.
38 is PGA Tour average, but we're not masters of the ball flight like they are.
Yeah.
So 36 is what I typically want to shoot for.
Okay.
That was awesome, right?
Yeah.
If we're going to have low spin, we need to have that high height.
Okay. Didn't feel as good.
Yeah, it was a little high on the face.
Yep.
Yep.
Just
Yep.
slightly high there.
That felt a little low, maybe.
Okay.
Okay. Very
There we
good.
go.
Very great contact. Okay.
Nice.
Very nice. All right. First off, let's take a look at that dispersion again. A little bit tighter dispersion there, right? You had that one lefty, but otherwise you're pretty close down the middle there. Okay.
Yeah.
Very similar swing spin. You actually slowed down just a touch. Ball speed about stayed the same, right? Now if I took out
Yeah, let's take
just
that
that one high on the face shot, okay, I'm going to ignore that. Now look at your smash. Is at 146. So
Yeah.
4 out of 5 of those shots, you're getting magnificent, right? Smash factor. A little bit lower than where we want it. We still want to see 148 or higher. I think you're capable of it, no
Yep.
problem. But right off the bat, that first setup that we put you in, we're kind of trending in the right direction.
Totally.
Right? I mean, look at that total distance.
And what's-
23 extra yards.
And what's really interesting there as well, yes, smash factor better, swinging a little bit slower first time you swung it,
Yep.
right? And you're getting a little bit more ball speed out of it, right? About 1.5
Yep.
miles an hour ball speed. But you gained 13 yards carry
Yeah.
and 23 yards total by controlling that ball flight a lot more. Right? We're at 35-degree landing angle. You drop your spin down 1,100 RPMs.
Yep.
Like that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Right. So again, we could stop right now,
Yeah.
and we've got a really, really good driver.
Yeah,
Now, where
yeah.
we're going to go next, like Joe kind of alluded to earlier, we're going to do the same shaft in a 65, see which weight you have a better affinity for, and then we're going to keep going after that with different shafts in the best weight for you. Okay? And it's a really good option to do that since you hit this one so well.
Cool.
Okay?
Yeah, sounds
Perfect.
good. All right.
All right, we're going to try the 65 this time.
Okay. Nice.
There you go. Good ball speed.
Nice swing.
Yeah, that was money right there, Will.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, a little bit out to the right.
Yep.
Very good.
All right.
What kind of courses do you play, Will? Tighter
Yeah.
fairways, wide open fairways?
Usually open, but I manage to find the woods pretty often.
So taking a look here, you actually swung the heavier shaft faster.
Okay.
Swung it a little bit faster even though it's heavier.
Yeah.
Right, we gained ball speed from it. Smash factor came up. Carry and total also came up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. With the 5S, we had that one miss off to the left. Typically speaking, go to a lighter shaft. There's a better chance of going a little bit left, or at least less right.
Okay.
We hand you the heavier shaft, and yes, we missed one out to the right, but we did have really two phenomenal shots right
Yeah.
in there, okay? With that said, I like the fact that we had that 3 miles an hour, almost 3 miles an hour of ball speed,
Right.
okay? It hasn't completely ruled out the 50. Graham, you hit that really, really well. But seeing where we are in terms of our total distance and our total distance being the same, but the carry improving another 5 yards.
Yeah.
Landing angle came up a little bit. You had one that really spun in there. I think it was the first shot.
Land angle's not bad. That 39.8. PGA Tour average is 38, right? So plus or minus 2, you're looking at 36 up to 40.
Cool.
That's pretty good for a land angle there.
Yeah.
267 versus 240, which is what you had with your gamer. Ultimately, 27, close to 30 yards extra.
Yeah, wow.
I mean, that's the difference between pulling out a 6-iron or pulling out a 9-iron.
Yeah.
Right?
I want to rock with that 65 Graham, okay? If we start to see that we're losing more and more to the right, we'll come back to whatever shaft wins in that weight range and try the 55 just
Yeah.
to confirm.
Yeah.
But I think this is pretty conclusive that we like that 65.
Yeah.
And just in your own words, like how is the feel difference between the two shafts? Did you
Yeah.
like this one feel better?
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but I think with the 50, it felt like it was really head heavy.
Yeah.
And this one feels more even throughout. I'm not sure what that means, but it feels like I can get it around better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt more like a uniform dispersion. I don't know
Yeah,
if
and that makes a lot of sense,
Yeah.
right? If you get lighter up here, it's
Yeah.
going to feel heavier down there,
Yeah.
right? So by making the shaft a little bit heavier,
Even on
you're
that
gonna-
lap,
yeah.
on that. Sorry, I didn't interrupt you. The
No, you're fine.
50, I could feel it kind of in my wrist, and it was like kind of, I could just feel tenderness right here. And on this last go, I didn't really get that. So,
Okay.
but
Let's try. Yeah, let's try another shaft.
cool.
Perfect. So we're going to go to the Vintage Blue Bellicord Plus.
Yep.
Okay, 6S.
Ooh,
You know, I love to see miss hits though, because I want to see what it does on a miss hit.
wow.
Right? 272, 149 smash. Where did you feel like you hit that on the face?
It just felt like weak.
Did it? Okay.
Did it? Like the shaft felt weak or the
No,
strike?
like the contact felt weak.
Yeah, we call that
soft.
feeling Mitch around here. That's what we usually say.
So
Felt like it was gonna nosedive or something.
Got it.
you hit
Okay.
it a little bit high on the face, okay?
Yeah.
And you hit it a little bit on the toe,
Yeah.
right? The face of path, that's typically what creates curvature, and that face was a little bit open to the path. If you didn't hit that on the toe, it would have faded a little bit. Because you hit it on the toe, it ended up being a little bit straighter, and that also killed the spin. So slight miss hit, smash factor was still good, really good result on a miss hit.
Yeah.
Cool.
Be good,
That felt a little high on the face.
Yeah, it was a little high on the face. See where it goes.
Still
I'll
pretty
take
good.
that miss any day
Yeah.
of the week.
That felt a little low, but
Sounded not bad.
that's
It might have been a little low in the face as we saw the spin come up a little bit, but
Yeah.
man, swinging that one well.
Yeah.
I think we got everything we need there.
absolutely.
Yeah, even if we've been taking out one shot, right?
wow. Yeah.
Look at that dispersion.
Wow.
Huh? Pretty dang good.
And that one, we could have left it. That's a pretty good shot in the fairway, just slightly to the left
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the Sinister had slightly higher ball speed.
Yep.
Right. This had a little bit lower spin. Right. Landing angle was more in that range that we've talked about.
Yep.
Okay. And what that allowed us to do was still get a little bit more total distance. Right.
Yeah.
I like the fact again that Sinister had some higher ball speed, but this was the most accurate that we saw.
Yeah.
Right. And you had a couple misses in there, and they're all right there.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So really, really solid. When it's this close, we're going to go with dispersion.
Yeah.
Right. And I would imagine this felt a little bit better than
yeah.
the last shaft.
It's
right.
yeah.
Good. Awesome.
And now what we're going to do is at this portion, we're going to start putting different heads on that shaft that we discovered, okay?
Cool.
We're going to go with a Callaway Elite 9 degree, okay?
Okay.
This here is their core model. A little bit of adjustability to it if we needed to do that in the future, but for right now, we're just going to have you swing it and see how it stacks up to what you already have.
Yeah. Good to go.
That felt good. Yep.
Okay.
Nice. That sounded better.
Woo!
I saw that ball speed jump up, and I was
Yeah.
getting excited. Just on the toe there. I mean, the face was almost perfectly square to the path.
Yep. Oh, way so. That felt good.
Be good, honey.
Huh. It's weird because that one didn't feel like a miss.
Yeah. And the face path really, I mean, you didn't really miss it, right?
Yeah.
The smash factor was great.
Right.
It was just a little bit on the toe to where we're seeing that gear effect kick in, right? We don't have the twist face on this one.
Right. Felt good.
There you go.
Okay.
Very good.
Yeah, I'm going to stop you there.
Yeah.
Just not quite what we were wanting to see. So, Will, I mean, it's pretty easy to see just from the dispersion and what we were seeing there. The Callaway is just not the right one for you.
Yeah.
We gave it a fair shake with 5 shots. We had that one awesome shot. And again, even though we missed it left, we're doing a little bit better than where we started.
Yeah.
Just wasn't the right head for you.
Right.
Okay. We still saw some really good, some improved ball speed, better smash factor. So again, we're validating the shaft over and over again as we go.
Yeah.
But the head just wasn't the right thing for you.
Right.
All right, we got the Ping G440 here.
Yep.
All right, let's give them their fair shake and see how it all stacks up to the Taylormade.
Okay.
Not bad.
Felt good.
Okay.
Felt dead straight. Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just missed everything left there.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's stop that one there. Okay.
Yep.
I'll take that back from you. Again, super tight dispersion.
Yeah.
But just a little bit on the left side there, a little bit more than we wanted to see.
Yep.
Okay, and we didn't have the same ball speed.
Right.
Right? Okay, smash factor again there, validating the shaft with the dispersion chart. Head just wasn't right for you.
Yep.
Okay?
Titleist GT.
Titleist GT.
Let's do it.
All right, this is going to be the last head here for us, Will.
Okay. That's straight. Feels good.
Yeah.
That was nice, Will.
Very good.
A little left.
You know, and that's not as left as we've seen.
Yeah.
That right there is controllable, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Great ball there.
Nice.
Wow.
That feels
Love
good.
that. 146 ball speed. You're coming out of your shell there, Will. Great ball speed.
Just a little bit of a pull.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sounded like it was hit.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's take a look at where we're at here. I mean, the ball speed jumped up a little bit. I like how far that was going.
Yep.
Let's do one more setting here for this driver and just see what happens. If I take that one shot out, it's a little bit further left than where I want to be, but if we just change this to B1, went a little bit flatter.
Yeah.
I like the fact that the landing angle, again, was just a little bit higher. We had a little bit more spin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, but we had more carry, we had more total when we were looking at it that way because we had 3 miles an hour more ball speed, even though you weren't swinging much faster at all.
Right.
So I like this head the most for you right now, okay, because of that added ball speed. The tight grouping was still there,
Yeah.
right? We just need to see if we can get it shifted back towards the middle of the fairway just a
Totally.
little bit more.
Yeah.
Cool.
I just want to get your kind of opinion here now. I would imagine the Titleist felt a little bit better to you.
It came through better, I would say. You know, and I felt less out of control.
Okay.
I was kind of worried that I was just getting tired after some of those heads, just being like, is this just my swing that's
Right.
evolving? So seeing that, I was more confident with that club.
Love it. Love it. Yeah. Here you go.
Yep.
Okay, this is just at B1 instead of A1. All that does is makes it 3/4 degree flatter.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shifted it back to the center. That was a slight miss.
Yeah.
But we weren't missing it left there. Okay.
Smash still at 147. Great efficiency there. You
Yeah.
swung it a touch slower, but you're still getting great ball speed out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
Another
Yep.
great shot there.
See, that
There
felt like
it
it
is.
should have gone left, like those
Yeah.
shots that I was just doing. It
Yeah,
felt
and
like one of those.
that's the effect of taking that down a little flatter.
Yeah.
It moves the ball over to the right a touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're swinging a little bit slower now, right?
Yep.
We're, almost 60 swings in, so
Yeah.
that makes a little bit of sense. So just to make sure we're doing apples to apples, after we get one more shot in here, Will,
Yep.
I want you to hit the QI 35 just back to back one
Yeah.
more time since we
Yeah.
hit that first when we were fresh, okay?
Yeah, great sound. Look at that.
A little left again, though.
Yeah, a little left. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's going to come down to consistency, right?
Yeah.
Consistency over a little bit extra distance, right?
Yep.
So let's go ahead and hit the QI 35 just one more time,
Yep.
just to make sure we're making the best decision for you.
Yep.
It's nice to be in this kind of an opportunity where we've got a 1A, 1B,
Yeah.
and it's just, hey, which one's slightly better?
Yep.
Right? That's fun.
Yeah, it's a great club.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just feels something.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have here, man.
It's good in the hands.
Great start line, great ball speed.
Really good.
Yeah.
Okay. Slight miss, but I think we're going to be pretty happy with that one.
Yeah.
Right? So this is the second time we hit it. We're right in that same spot that we
Yeah.
were the first time we hit it. Both of them are in red, which
Yeah.
kind of worked out perfectly for us.
Yeah.
The Titleist, it showed some really good promise. It was
Yeah.
the highest ball speed of the day.
Yeah.
We just were not as consistent with it, right?
Yeah.
Orange and blue is Titleist. We've got the red with the Taylormade.
Yeah.
We want to shoot lower scores. The extra 5 yards, but less, wider dispersion is not going to get us to do that. So.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, if you sat here and you told me, hey, I prefer the Titleist over the Taylormade, I would be completely fine with it based off of what I'm seeing here.
Right.
Taylormade slightly better in our opinion here, but either one, great clubs for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
absolutely. Just to recap what we've gained here, both times we hit the Taylormade within a yard of each other when it comes to the total, within 2 yards of carry, so very consistent. We love it. But we've gained almost 30 yards of total distance,
Yep.
and we've gained about 20 yards of carry distance as well.
Yeah.
I mean, that is absolutely massive. Loving what we're seeing there.
Yep.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Great.
Yeah.
This club just feels fun to swing as opposed
Isn't
to
it?
being nervous every time I swung this guy. So
Absolutely.
And look at how consistent everything was. I just wanted to bring up the consistency real quick.
Yeah.
Consistency of the strike.
Yep.
Okay, and the higher smash factor, consistency of the carry. I mean, big time. And look at the spin rate consistency.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
wild.
Yeah, crazy.
Pretty wild.
Absolutely.
Awesome stuff.
Cool.
Well, and with your MO, with how long you've had that burner, we'll see you in 12 years. And
Yeah.
get you into whatever
See you
Taylormade's
with
spitting out then.
see you with my kids in tow.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Of course. Absolutely.
Thanks everyone for taking the time to watch. We really appreciate it. We'd love to have you follow us, like and subscribe below. Or if you want some friendly banter, get in those comments, because I'm the one that replies to them.